Okay, what's going on everyone? MCOC Doc here, and today I want to talk about a champion who I just luckily had the pleasure of pulling yesterday, Massacre. In the day and a half it's been, I have been absolutely loving this character. Really unique playstyle, really unique ramp up, um, and it's relatively okay to use once you get a hang of it. So today I want to go over all its abilities and that kind of stuff. Hopefully show off just how good he is in some gameplay. So, alright. I'm going to start off with his abilities. Average attack and health. His critical rating is at 28%, which is quite high, and it is very helpful that it is that high. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Block proficiency at 71% is high as well. That's pretty helpful. Signature ability, mentioned first. His signature ability is not necessary at all. In fact, it's only helpful for, I'd say, probably about like first 20 seconds of the fight, if that. Because once you activate his stage, once you activate his ignited stage the first time, you're going to be swapping back into ignited very quickly. And this only works when the enemy is not under any debuffs. So it basically is signature, if the opponent doesn't have any debuffs on them, then you're going to gain 25% attack, 25% extra power from hitting the opponent, and you're also going to have increased block break. So it works well with his other abilities, but it's not necessary at all. So Massacre has two passive kind of stages, I like to call them. He has Flammable, which is him trying to reach Ignited, and then he has Ignited. And Ignited is really where you want to hit as fast as possible, because that's when you're going to be dealing the damage. So basically, Flammable is where you start the fight, and every hit of his bat that's either critical, hits a block, or hits an incinerated opponent gives him an ignition charge. And they last for 10 seconds, and you need 10 of them in order to reach the ignited stage. When he's ignited, he can't gain additional ignition charges, but that's fine because in ignited, that's where you're going to be dealing incinerate debuffs, and that's where you're going to want to stay in for as long as possible. And bat attacks that are also critical deal an additional 10% of damage dealt as energy damage for every ignition charge while inflammable. So not ignited because you're going to have technically 0 charges there. But so that can be helpful when you're trying to ramp up. If you get stuck at 9 or something like that, then you're gonna be dealing an extra 90% damage, but it won't last long because you'll hit a block or you'll land a critical and you'll hit 10 and you'll get into ignited, which is where you want to be anyways. So it ignited every hit of the bat. Place incinerate debuff the opponent. I believe his bat hits 3 times in a combo, but I'm not 100% sure about that. So everyone plays an Incinerate debuff, just short of 900 energy damage over 5 seconds. Reduce block proficiency and remove perfect block chance. So pretty helpful, especially because hitting into block gives you extra power when ignited. And obviously when you're flammable, then you hit the block and get your charges. So Incinerate debuffs have their duration increased by 1 second for each Incinerate debuff, maximum of 5. So after the first 5 that you have, you're going to be reaching a maximum of 10 seconds, so double damage. Every time an incinerate effect fails to apply to the immunity, they instead take just straight 900 energy damage. This can be okay for, like, say, Red Hulk or Iceman, but against, say, a Mephisto, it's not that helpful. So when blocked, opponents passively suffer 50% of reduced defensive ability X reduction when they are under debuff effect. Defensive ability X reduction refers to auto block or evade, so not something like gaining. So, say for example, Medusa, gaining Furies is offensive, but the actual auto block aspect of it is defensive. So she'll still gain the Furies, but just 50% less chance to block you and parry you and kill you. Bat attacks have a 666 block penetration, and that's doubled to 1200 something when the bat is ignited. this is really good. Combine this with the say Yondu and Nightcrawler synergy, and you're really getting a lot of attack through block. So that can be really helpful, especially when you're just trying to get up into ignited stage. You get that 666 penetration plus I think it's 400 for the synergy or something like that. All right, heavy attack. Each bad hit against the opponent additional ignition charge. This can be really helpful if you're just trying to get back up to ignition really quickly. So say your first ignition ran out, you now have like 3 or 4 charges, something like that after a couple of hits. You hit a heavy and you're going to be pretty close to there. So, all right, special attack 1 places the disoriented debuff. This is where he kind of definitely outclasses Black Panther for me. In addition to the passive ability accuracy reduction, this is an active 50% defensive ability accuracy reduction and block proficiency as well. In addition to this, you're going to be dealing with bleed. So, unlike Black Panther, he actually has that utility of reducing the opponent's ability accuracy, something that's common for a lot of skill champions and something Black Panther really lacks. So that's kind of how Massacre really outclasses them, in my opinion. And I compare the two because those are my 2 best skill champions as 5 stars. Yeah, that's kind of it. That's kind of it. That's what I have. All right. In addition to this, special attack 1 machete hits, which is 3 hits, 100% chance to cause the opponent to bleed. Not that much bleed, lasts for 12 seconds, but it's alright. Special attack 2 is kind of whack. If the attack is blocked, and you may have noticed this, I noticed that it would take a lot more if I tried blocking it, but I never really actually read it, and now I'm knowing why I died so many times in Alliance War attack, because he gains just short of 1000% extra attack when hitting a block. Yeah, that's just insane, and it's actually incredibly helpful. Combine that with, say, I don't know, the block penetration from maybe the synergy or the bad attack. I'm not quite sure if it's a bad attack or not, but you're going to be dealing a lot of damage there. And if the attack strikes a block, then you're going to get that miss text for 0.75 seconds, similar to the Hood or the Ghost, which basically helps you if you use it up against the wall. The opponent won't back up from you, you won't gain distance, you won't get immediately screwed over. So, nice of Command to add that in there, because that really helps you just back away from the opponent after you use it. Special attack 3 is the failsafe. If you cannot activate Ignited, if you can't get the 10 charges from critical hits hitting a block, or the hits on the incinerated opponent, that's where the SP3 comes in. That hits on the incinerated opponent. So basically it's going to place a 20-second incinerate on the opponent. It's going to deal quite a bit of damage, but those last 20 seconds. So you have 20 seconds to land 10 hits within 10 seconds. I think you're going to make it. Alright. Also removes perfect block chance and reduces block efficiency by 50%. So, alright, that's his abilities. Let's actually hop into some gameplay, some quests, and duels. Okay, so we're going to hop into an uncollected quest for the Massacre, and I'm going to talk about the synergies really quick, because I'm going to base my team entirely around Massacre here. So, with Deadpool, all 3 of them, you increase critical rating by 200 when the opponent's bleeding. So, since I'm going to be spamming his SP1 normally to refresh the duration of incinerates, critical rating increase just for getting stuff like addiction charges isn't going to matter that much, but just critting more in general will help my damage. Now, ignition duration increased by 25% with Gwenpool. Really great for her. Also pretty good for Venompool as well. It doesn't make that much effect on Gwenpool, but adding Gwenpool. Mercs for money with Domino. This is absolutely... This is one of the best synergies that he has, and one that Domino has as well, because she gets debuffs lasting 1 second longer. So Massacre, at the start of a fight, when ignition expires, you gain between 1 and 5 ignition charges. This can help you get ignited much faster. What's really great about this as well is that if I put Domino here, you can see she has two synergies active, and one of them is at the start of a fight. When ignition expires, you gain those as well. So, and your debuffs last 1 second longer. Now, here's the issue. I have gotten more than 5 to start, and I've gotten 1 to start. So it's kind of iffy as to whether or not they stack. They do say unique synergy doesn't stack, so I can't have like a 3 and 4 star domino stacking. But I'm not sure on the whether or not that they can stack together, because they have the synergy with each other, so I don't quite know why Kabam would do that, but who knows? Who knows? Spiritual Strength, both Daredevils, 10% chance to evade against an incinerated opponent while not blocking. Not something you can really rely on, but it's nice to have, obviously, if you want Daredevil. But I'm not going to use Daredevil. I'm going to use Red Hulk. Blocking a contact attack while ignited places Incinerate on the opponent as if they had been struck by Massacre's bat. This isn't super helpful. Basically, it means that you're going to be incinerating people off of parry. But yeah, Red Hulk needs a really good buff from that as well. A really interesting team between for something like Alliance War is Domino, Massacre, and Red Hulk, because they all do very different things. Red Hulk has just massive energy damage in general. Domino, massive damage, just regular hits, and Massacre has really high damage over time abilities. Domino can get that as well too. It's basically just like, if you need to kill something, you put in those 3, and they'll kill basically everything in your path. Just 3 very high damage dealing champions. So, alright, like Uncollected, Chapter 4, Quest 4, Chapter 2 of this month's event quest. I still haven't beat Thanos on it yet, but hey, maybe Massacre, once I master him, it'll help there, so let's try it out. I actually want him to block here. I don't want it to run Activate Overcharge. That's my fault. Nice. Alright, ignited already. He's going to start shrugging some off, which isn't great. There's nothing I can really do about that, though. Refresh them with SP1, get some bleeds. 50% now, ability accuracy reduction on him. So her run is back to be ready. This isn't great. I gotta get some more charges on him so that I can get... So I'm back up to 6 now, just hit his block really quick. Got another back up. He still has that Disorient. It does kind of look like a Fury, but that's fine. This will probably kill him just out of time. We'll do that. 31 hits and he's down. Very quick fight. You saw at the end of my first ignition. That went pretty well because I think I ended up with 6 charges after that because of the Domino and Massacre synergy. And I can basically stack those. So I think definitely going this way because that Cap Infinity War has glancing. I don't want to play against glancing. Strike back and use power gain. I'm also going to avoid. And we're going to go for this Superior Iron Man. So, same deal here. I'm going to do my best to finish out this quest, depending on how long I last. One of the things I do when I play Massacre is I play overly aggressive, just dashing back in and out, just trying to get to attack their block. And that has screwed me over a couple of times. For example, right there. We can get a block. There we go. Alright. Nice and easy. Let's try this. Oh, damn it. My fault. I was trying to bait him to block, and I would have hit him with my SP2 for the increased block damage there. So we're already dealing 4 incinerates to counter his healing. Once we get the bleeds on him, he's going to be dying anyways. And voila. Took a little bit of hits there. I didn't really want to do that, but hopefully we'll survive. I'll play a little bit more passive just to kind of show kind of where he's at when you play more passively. So, alright, we'll keep going here. I think next up is a Colossus, if I am correct. I think there's a Colossus on this path. It's a Quake. And in general, backup recovery, which is the node everywhere, isn't too much of a bother. So, alright. Colossus. Well, I'll heal up with what I have. I don't think I have much. First time I went up against Thanos at the end of this month, I didn't go too well, so I think I'll save that fight to the very end. Don't need to check the nodes, just need to heal up with what I have. Just so I can take a little bit more block damage. I'll try to not play super aggressive, just to survive. Alright. Massacre, as far as skill champions go, he does tend to... He falls into a very good example of a skill champion, because he has those damage over time abilities, that's common, but he also has... there you go, block. He also has ability accuracy reduction, which some champions like Black Panther are really missing, and that's kind of disappointing. Like before getting Massacre the other day, my absolute best skill champion was Black Panther OG. That's kind of how desperate my situation was, and it's been absolutely changed since this, which is just fantastic. So I can get a heavy on him. Nice. He's got some really good reach on that, and I got ignited right away. We'll just kill him, like just like that. So that was pretty constant incinerate damage going on there. We hit for, I think they were doing about 500 per tick, which is just really good. Yeah, so I think next up is the Black Panther OG. And yeah, we'll just keep going here. We'll see how far we can get. Ultron final boss, I don't think we'll get him. I do want to try out because Ultron is obviously not incinerate immune, but we'll see. We will see. Alright. Again, I'll just play the same way, just trying to... Basically, baiting out the block of the opponent is the easiest thing to do to start. He might be really good on something like... maybe Invade would be a really interesting thing for him. I can see the parry there. I didn't actually get a parry, but it was a blocked contact attack. Got me the extra incinerate there. He already entered backup recovery. We're like 20 hits in. Look how many we have active. And he's dead. Insanely fast. I think we were doing around 500 per tick there with incinerate. And then we had the bleed to top that off, so. Honestly, Massacre has quickly jumped up in the ranking for me. He's just exceptional. And that ability accuracy reduction, in my opinion, along with knowing when you're going to hit those bleeds, when you're going to hit those incinerates, much more consistent damage dealer compared to someone like Black Panther. And he has the utility in his ability accuracy reduction. Not a lot of champions are incinerate immune. There's a couple that are some difficult fights, like Mephisto, for example. But personally, I have Quake to do with Mephisto. I'm always looking for a champion to kind of compare. Or I shouldn't say compare. But getting to Quake's block is not going to be nice here. That's alright. Come on, 2 crits. Nope. Let's do this. Hitting into her block, for those of you who don't know. Oh, come on. Nice. Just in time. Alright. And we should finish off. Hitting into Quake's block deals physical damage back to me. Just reflected. Bit of a pain there, but that's alright. Yeah, I think Invade would be a really cool place to try him out on, because you do want to attack the block to start. Once you get your first ignition, you really don't have anything to worry about. Even in longer fights, once you get your first ignition, you're doing really well. I'll show off against... after this, I think I'll go right in against Winter Soldier, and we'll finish up with that. Just to show, I won't show the full fight because even with synergies, it's a lot of hits. His general damage, if you haven't already noticed, without incinerates, it's pretty weak. 1300 as a crit, not something to be impressed with. I got the thing and I wasn't even paying attention, and I might die here. Yep, she's gonna bait me out with that. That's alright. Alright, we'll quit out this quest. Did a pretty good job of showing him in normal fights. Now I'll show him a little bit of a longer one in Realm of Legends. So I want to show his damage without synergies to show what he's like in a normal fight. As if you bring him up as a 5th to quest him, because that's always my goal. To kind of you're never gonna have the full synergy team. If you do, great, and he'll be even better. But I rarely see people rank up 5, R4, R5, 5 stars, just to fill out a synergy team. You're never gonna have Deadpool X Force isn't even available as a 5 star, so that doesn't matter. But maybe you have a gold pool or something like that. I'm just gonna get smacked to start here. He is not blocking. All right. How many hits was that? Just under 300. So not too bad at all. He's averaging over 1,000 per hit, which is quite good, considering that pretty much all of his damage comes from this. So yeah, that was a long fight. Holy crap. But yeah, that is Massacre. I'm gonna have to cut up most of that. Alright. That was a 10-minute fight on top of a 10-minute gameplay, plus the 10-minute. I'm gonna cut some of that. Okay. Alright, well, hopefully you enjoy. Thanks for watching. Massacre, if you have him on your roster, rank him. He's great. Honestly, just an exceptional champion, well designed as well. And yeah, a lot of fun. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good one.